Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to today's Journeys. Let me know if you can hear me. We're trying, had to do a re-setup of the old Hobby Collab North studio. So we're working through some technical hiccups, OBS and all that. Let me know if you can hear me. Say what's up in chat or say something to me. So it looks like I'm coming through, but just let me know. Today we're going to be painting Chaos. Here's a Kitbashed Chosen I'm going to be working on today. And you guys should be able to see him. It's got some bits from the... I forget what they're called. What are the Blades of Khorne? Blades of Khorne bits. It's also got a head from... Where's the head? I think the head's from a Necromunda kit? Maybe a Gore Chosen kit? I forget what it's from exactly. But, yeah, this is where we're coming from today. Also, there's a fan on. Let me know if it's, like, too loud and annoying. Also, I need to find something to get this. There's a big gap right here. Let's see if anyone says anything. I think I'll just throw our little logo there. Let's see. Where can I find an image? Here, let's see. What image can we throw in that corner there? This is a good one. We'll go with a classic. Here we go. Where? Let me grab it. There we go. Look at that. You guys are seeing some live on-air editing. I was meant to do this before the stream, and then I realized. Oh wait, it's 10 o'clock already. This is why you always set your streams for much later. Look at that. Booyah. Fits like a glove. There we go. Alright, anyway. We're painting this guy up. I've also got some others if you guys want to see. Here's the recently finished off Slanesh themed guy. I finished him yesterday. This is not Kitbash though. This is just painted up. There we go. I think he's looking pretty good. What else have we got? What have we got in our box of Chosen? So this is only part of the box, or part of the Chosen I'm going to be doing. Tomorrow I'm going to be picking up some bits from Brad. He's going to be playing a game tomorrow, so I'm going to grab some bits from him. So I can make some Chosen, finally. I didn't want to invest too heavily in them because I wasn't sure what the points were going to be. And they got hit, but it wasn't too bad. You know, it didn't really seem like doing the Gaunt Summoner Pokemon out of the Silver Tower thing is a way I wanted to play. So I wanted to see how they got hit. The Gaunt Summoner got hit pretty hard, so now I feel a little more comfortable playing these on stream. This is slightly kitbashed, it's just a different hand position. Here's a Nurgle one I've been working on. This one's basically done. I need to add some Dirty Down Rust to his weapon there. I'll probably add a little bit of a fade to the top of his horn as well. This is from a Death Guard. 40k Death Guard. So is this, his little pauldron. This is actually a Vambrace from a Death Guard. From the Death Guard kit. So he's pretty much done. He needs a little bit of rust. That's one of the Kitbashed ones. Here is the Thousand Suns. Here's the Tzeentch one. Here's the Tzeentch guy. You know, it's kind of hard to kitbash Tzeentch Chosen because the scale of the AOS bits, like the Jade Obelisk and the Zangors, is smaller. So I've had to resort to using some Thousand Suns bits from 40k. And what I've done is I've just kind of de-techified his helmet here. And given him a staff. So this was the banner, right? Here's the banner. But I chopped the top of it off and threw on 1,000 Suns little top of a wizard staff thing. What else we got? So what I did for the to count as a musician is I went with this ogre horn because I didn't like the drum, honestly. So I've been substituting these war horns. So that's a musician, right? I've also got this. This is going to be probably on another stream. This is also from Death Guard. This is a little bit. It's like a hand holding some bells. So this will probably probably count as my other musician when I kitbash up some more. Just playing the bells. What else we got? Last one, Slaanesh. Here's a Slaanesh guy. He's got a little crab claw. And he's got a little club. And I don't know, something about the ball gag is very Slaanesh to me, right? I don't know if you guys can see it, but there he is. Let's see, can you see his ball gag? Come on. I believe in you. Can focus. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's my Slaanesh guy. But as for actual painting today, we're going to be doing this guy. I think I'm going to do him a dark red. I feel like every time I paint red, I end up going very bright, because I like bright, saturated colors, but I think for today, I want to do a darker one. Oh, here's also this guy. I just thought this was cool. I like this color. This is my other Nurgle guy. Also needs a little bit of rust. I'm really digging the black trim look, so I'm probably going to leave that. Yeah. That kind of nuclear green. So this is, you know, if you've been following the channel, you know, I've got like a multicolored Slaves to Darkness army, and this is the, oops, sorry, that's in my face, isn't it? Multicolored Slaves to Darkness. Kind of every god getting a little representation, so there's that. And finally, here's another Slaanesh guy. Again, having a little bit of trouble sourcing bits because the size difference between they don't really have like heavy elite mortals. They're, you know, the elites in Hedonites of Slaanesh, the bits are still very small. They're more human scale as opposed to like Space Marine scale like these Chosen are. So, what I've done here is this is where the banner's going to be. I really don't like having multiple poses of the same model, so here's one banner, and then what this guy's going to do, he's going to be standing in front of a banner, still holding a hammer, and I've got it separate. And so what it's going to be is it's going to be like this. He's going to be standing in front of a banner like that. So, there we go. Also makes it easier to paint the banner, right? All right. Before I get started, I want to get some water. Thanks, Soups. What did Soups say? Missed opportunity not having Home Invader present this stream from Zach. Yeah, actually, this is Zach and Meg's place. I'm in one of their in the secret hole in the wall. It is surprisingly warm today. Summer is, I guess spring is finally coming. It's been pretty warm. That's why I've got the fan on. All right, I've got my airbrush ready. Everyone, you should be wearing a mask. Everyone, put your masks on, because I'm about to be airbrushing. We're going to start with this evil red. I forget. I think. Oh, who was it? Who was the one who recommended this to me? Was it you, Saul, or Elijah? It was someone who's pretty active in the Discord. Yeah, my alter ego gaslighter. Right, I've got this. Actually, you know what? Let me check. I got a bunch of stuff from Dan from Bear Cavalry. Let's see what he's got. what has he got for dark red? Oh, he's got this nice bright red. Might use this for a highlight. If you guys haven't bought, well, you don't have to buy. If you haven't checked out Bear Cavalry paints, you should do it. Dan was super helpful to us at Adepticon. Super nice guy. So I haven't tried these paints out yet, but I've heard nothing but like amazing things. So, ooh, look at this blue. Look at this blue. What should we do with this? Ooh, maybe we'll do some zinc today too. I kind of like the idea of a blue to purple fade. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But we're gonna start with this purple red I chose. I guess I will grab a mask. We'll be responsible. All right, what's everyone else working on today? My extraction fan. Yeah, that's... Actually, I could just open the window. Yeah, I'll do that too. You know, I don't want to get a bunch of dust in here. All right. Anyway, show off Dan's paint line for one of the dudes. Oh yeah, I definitely will. I should ask him what he wants me to show off. I think I'm gonna do. Dude, this blue looks crazy. I don't know if is it coming through on the camera. This blue looks really good. I'll probably do something with that. Pale blue dot. I might mess around with the zinc. Also, this color too. Oh man. This one's a little bit more green in person. It's coming in quite dark blue on that's really weird. It's coming in very dark blue on the screen. I need to do a little color correction probably. This is almost like a dark Sons of Horus green is what it looks like in person. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that's coming through so weird. It's probably this light. This light is quite cold, so it's probably messing with the colors. This one looks pretty accurate though. Okay. Enough talking. Let's get panting. All right. How was Bartok? You know, Bartok is doing Bartok things. Being a bossy. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up hopping on this stream somehow. He always seems to pop out of nowhere. Alright. Bartok and I have this ritual where he knows that once I'm very busy is when he wants attention. And what he'll do is he'll put his paws on me with his claws out to get my attention just for a second, and then he'll look at me and but won't jump on my lap until I look away. And he has to like surprise me. It's like a whole thing we do. All right. That's all right, here we go. Sorry, I'm having to paint at a weird angle. Oh, sorry. Oops. Oh, god damn it. My camera's doing that thing again. Let me know if you guys can hear me. My camera's doing this dumb thingy where it's like, I'm just gonna stop you working as a webcam. I should just switch cameras if I'm being honest. Let's see. Where is my camera? Front? Alright, well, here's where we are with this. If my camera keeps doing this, I might switch to my other one, even though it's a worse camera. Alright, here we go. It's like a pretty dark, purpley red. Very, it feels very dark elf, if that makes sense. Pretty, like, lush. Alright. Do a second coat on there. Alright, first impression of this, what is this? Vallejo Evil Red. Coverage is pretty poor. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you look like right here, it's just, you know, like that is not good. If you look at that there, that's, you know, that's a little bit on me. I probably over thinned it, but that is, I don't know. Don't like that. I'm gonna throw this in front of the fan. In the meantime, maybe I'll start messing around with one of Dan's paints. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this one and mess around with that blue. I'll probably start with the blue. I might even do a quick zenithal with white, then hit it with the blue, do a little fade to purple. I think that's kind of the look I want to go with 1,000 Suns. You know, there's so much color overlap between like Slanesh, which is pink and blue and purple, but so is Tzeentch, but they're kind of different pinks and blues and purples. So I think what I want to do to differentiate is I'm going to have more emphasis on fades with the I keep saying 1,000 Suns, Tzeentch ones. All right, I gotta clean this airbrush out real quick. So I'll put that there. Meanwhile, I'm gonna read what you guys have been up to. Painting up Marines, have you seen them lately? Yes, I have. Yeah, I hopped in the other day. I liked the way the molten look is coming, molten lava look is coming. The bad that I'm starting to like AOR more since they limit the range of minis for me to. You're talking about Armies of Renown? No, it's not. In some cases, I like. Whoops! I just sprayed this guy right. All right. Well, now he's got to go in front of the fan. All right. So just look at this guy for a little bit. There you go. There you go. Just look at him while I finish painting. Finish cleaning out this airbrush. Let's see. Play what you like, man. Yeah, no, there's a lot of armies where I like the Army of Renown more. Especially things like Iron Jaws. Not necessarily because it limits what I have to choose, but I like it because it seems more thematic. I don't know. That's something that I feel like sometimes 40k and Age of Sigmar is lacking is thematic armies. Like, you'll get, great ranges, model ranges that are very, cohesive and thematic, but sometimes the playstyle is at odds with that. Which is why what I'm going for with this chosen list is it's going to be infantry heavy. It's going to be mostly chosen and then a bunch of Dark Oath as like a meat shield to stand in front of them. What's up? Oh, I didn't see Kay. What's up, Cody, if you're in here? I seen someone say hi, Cody. I didn't see him, though. Alright. Doing the Gargant AOR with Gits. You're talking about Regiments Renown or Army of Renown? I like both. It doesn't matter. Yeah, something I really like about Heresy is that I forget what they call it. They're called battle formations. I feel like those are usually fun, thematic, even if they, limit list building a little. All right. Let's do some Zinch. Tis niche. All right. What blues he got? He's got all kinds of blues up in this. Neptune Fury. I'm going through the paints here. Here's the blues he's got from Bear Cavalry. I don't see a purple. I think he said he was going to be working on a magenta. We'll worry about that later. So I'm thinking I don't want to go this high. This is too bright. I think we'll go with these two, and then a purple in the shadows. First, I'm going to hit it with a zenithal just so I can get the shapes emphasized a little more. Definitely not a necessary step, but... I don't know. I like doing it. Smooth braid can't handle. Sorry for the rustling. I always forget where the mic is. Yeah, they're pretty hefty. Bottles. Scooch out. Here it is in comparison to it's a little bit thinner. I actually don't know how much is in here. This is 20 milliliter versus, I think these are 12 milliliter, right? So yeah, there's definitely more in here. All right, we're gonna hit this. We're gonna do a little bit of shape emphasization. Yep, they're recyclable. That's the main thing. You can throw them in the recycling, not in the trash. All right. I hope my camera does it. So I've noticed. I think whenever my compressor goes, it like trips a switch on my camera. So let's see if it breaks it again. Hold on. Is it gonna break? Don't break. Nah, it won't. If it breaks, it breaks. Who cares? You guys aren't here to see my face anyway. Alright. Here he is, our detechified Thousand Sun. I should probably prime this, but I don't care. Oh. All right, there's that. I'm sure some people are tuning in thinking, I think I put Khorne in the title, and people are like, what the fuck is that? That is not Khorne? That guy's doing magic. We are going to return to the Khorne guy in a second. All right. Hey, what's up, Rudy? Oh, actually, you know what? I got a super chat from Soups, and I forgot to read it out. My bad. Thanks, Soups. Soups says, missed opportunity. Oh, wait, no, I did read that. Missed opportunity not having Home Invader present. Yeah, sorry. There we go. You're right. But Rudy Picardo says, what's up, Rudy? How's it going? Good evening from Sigonella, Italy. Hobby Collab fam. I wasn't able to go to the UK to see Zach and Meg. I'm still acclimating here. But there's a small 40K group here, and I am working on Necron Train. Oh, that's awesome, man. Good old Sig. Glad you're, getting some 40K in there, Rudy. That's pretty awesome. Nick Garcia, thank you. Nick says, for some reason I imagined you wearing a respirator to airbrush, but then going to the gym and sniffing ammonia/smelly stuff to PR on lifts. I used to do that occasionally. I had the little ammonia smelling salt packets. But I didn't do it for lifts. I would do it because I was going to the gym at like 5 in the morning and I was like half dead. So I'd go in, walk through the doors, sniff some ammonia, and just, wake myself up that way because pre-workout wasn't working anymore. Is our smelling salts bad? I hope not. Alright. I need to clean this airbrush out. And then we're going to return back to our Khorne guy here. Poppers, yeah. Alright. So here is, this is basically going to end up getting covered. It might help a little bit for coverage. But this is more to like kind of get the shapes of the model where I want them. Assuming that this doesn't fully cover, which it might, because I think these are pretty high pigment. Depending on the coverage, this might work as like a pre-shade. But if it doesn't, I at least kind of know how I want the shapes of the model to be when I'm painting. What's up, Chef? I'm on caffeine. Dude, I need some caffeine, actually. Where is this guy? Okay, here's this fucking guy. Okay, yeah. Here, now you can see maybe a little bit better of what I meant when I said the coverage on that red is not very good. Look at that. What is going on there? That's like 2 coats in. Not great. This is not, just to be clear, this is not Bear Cavalry. This is Vallejo. I'm not impressed with the coverage. I do like the color, though. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move on to the next layer, and then I'm going to come back with that color and use that as a shade in the recesses, because I don't want to end up putting 2 or 3 more coats on this. This is not high-level painting. I don't really care if it's a little splotchy. You know, I'm probably going to end up covering this guy in blood and gore anyway, so. Oh, also, Rudy, if you're in here, by the way, I used your, Rudy sent us some blood and gore, the snot and gore from Dirty Down. It works pretty great. It's a lot more durable than Uhu glue. And I used it in the pig tutorial, like last month, but, yeah, thanks for that. It worked as intended, which is pretty much the highest praise I can give something, right? If it works exactly how you want it to work. Okay. I need to move up. I said I was going to use Dan's paints, so let's use Dan's paints. We're going to use Blood Red Skies. Assuming there isn't a dark... Actually, no. This is going to be the highlight. I want to keep it dark. So we're going to move on to my personal favorite. gory red. Dries pretty dark, this red. Let me grab some airbrush thinner. That might be why. I may have thinned it with water. Powered by coffee, yeah. Honestly, I just take so much pre-workout that I think it kind of cycle off pre-workout. Yeah, that's the problem, is I don't cycle off of it. What I used to do is I used to cycle through brands of pre-workout. I would go from C4 to, was it Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde or something? That seemed to work for a little bit, but then I just got so used to it. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go with this one, gory red. Come on, focus. Oh my gosh, stupid camera. Give you something to look at while I'm... And it'll explode, yeah. Oh my god. That was some good stuff. At the gym all itchy like I'm on something. Oh, I gotta lift some weights. Ugh. Beta alanine all in my skin. It's like bugs crawling all over me. I'm going to start snorting my pre-workout. Okay, so there was a time when I was in the military where we didn't have access to pre-workout. I think it got banned because someone got hurt or died or something because it was super hot and got dehydrated. And they took a bunch of pre-workout, got sick, whatever. They blamed it on the pre-workout, which it almost certainly wasn't. The guy was probably just dehydrated. Anyway, they took away our pre-workout. And so what people started doing for workouts was they were taking instant coffee grinds, like Folgers instant coffee, like with water, and then mixing it with Pepsi Max, which is like high caffeine Pepsi. And like it would come out as this like sludge, and people were drinking that for pre-workout. It was terrible. Probably much worse than just letting people have pre-workout. All right. Much better. Much better. All right, so I have that evil red in the shadows, and it's much better. I'm glad I didn't bother putting on more coats. Yeah, this is much better. Obviously, it's drying. It's going to dry a little bit darker, but even now, like if you look at the inside of his knee here, that is the Vallejo evil red on the inside, and then on the outside, it's the gory red, which I just put on. Much happier. with how that's coming out. You can see Evil Red right there in the back. Much happier. So I'm going to throw this in front of the fan, let it dry. See if I need to put a second coat on, so I'm not going to clean the airbrush out just yet. In the meantime, why don't we hop on to putting some dirty down rust on stuff, just so you guys, so I'm not leaving you with nothing on the screen. So, like I said, this guy's basically done. I just want to apply a little bit of dirty down rust on here. But let me catch up on chat real quick. Legendary pre-workout. Yeah? I mean, I'm pretty sure people were like rubbing it on their gums. It was so nasty. Yo, hey, what's up, Sir Strawman? Ish. Yeah. Man, that was some, those were trying times. We couldn't have our pre-workout. Alright, let me go grab this dirty down real quick. Then I'm going to do something with this. I'm going to spray that. Just because I want a little variation on the top there. Alright. Zoom in, and then I'll be right back. Where is my dirty down rust? Where is my rust? Alright. I don't know where it's at. It's got to be in here somewhere. Also, I got this gore. We're probably going to end up using this at some point. So, got that. Got my rust streaks. This is enamel, but don't want that right now. There it is. Dirty down rust. Oh yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to shake the crap out of this for a second. Starving. Are you gonna go have what is that fish? I forget. Your namesake fish. Alright. I was just baiting y'all. I'm gonna end up dropping a bunch of my own basing material later. What kind of basing material? Like 3D printed bits? Because I have a suggestion for where you should go for those. Or are you talking like flocking material, texture paste, stuff like that, Saul? Alright. Get a little dirt down rust. Oh, oh crap! I just got it all over my light. Oh no. Alright, whatever, let's just apply it real quick. My light's about to get real rusty. Oh my god, everything's going wrong. Focus, you stupid camera. There we go. Whatever, I'll just wipe it off. So it's like slightly watered down. Varying amounts. There's some here. And then I'm going to feather it out a little. Uh-oh. I clogged one of the holes. Whatever. It's clogged with rust now. I should have this on autofocus, shouldn't I, huh? Alright. Watch as it begins to rust before your very eyes. A little more here. Oh, this is, No. Oh, shit, I gotta close it. This is Dirty Down Rust. It is not an enamel. This is like a... So, this is actually what they use in, This is what they use on, like, movie sets, right? This is how they make rusty, like, metal in, for, like, movie sets. You can see it's working pretty fast, right? You see it's already drying. See how it looks? It's so good. It's water... Yeah, it is water-based. Here, let me throw it in front of the fan a little bit so you can see it. I don't actually know exactly what it is. I know it's extremely flammable, like it says. I don't think it's like... It's not acrylic. I guess technically it's ethanol? But it is water soluble, so I don't actually know. Dude, yeah, this stuff is great. It's a little pricey, but it's amazing. I mean, look at that. I couldn't, you know, replicate that with paint if I tried. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. You do have to shake the crap out of it, though. Make sure the cap is on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add it to a couple more parts of his armor. Like he's got a little thing there. Just kind of lightly applying this on some of the other bits here. And it's cool to layer it. You want to, I think you get the best effects when you put on multiple layers. Because you know that's you get that a little bit more natural looking rust formations. If you thin it with a little bit of water, it makes it a little bit lighter. So it'll be almost like a yellowy rust. Whereas if you take it straight out of the pot, it's a little bit more of a dark brown red rust. Sorry if you can't see it. I'm just trying to apply it quickly because it dries very fast. And I have the cap open right now, so... He's got some chainmail here. I'm going to throw it on. Throw a little bit of that rust on. There we go. All right. So I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. You can already see it, like it's got that nice bit of variation, right? You've got this like dark in that corner there, and it kind of fades up to a little bit of a white. You got a little bit of a break here between the 2 points. Just nasty looking. That's some nasty rust. Throw a little bit over there as well. Do some on his shoulder. This isn't BattleTech. I tricked you again. By the way, have you guys seen that BattleTech Gothic? I thought it was a joke, but like BattleTech is doing like multiverse stuff now, and they have a BattleTech Gothic that is, it's not 40K, but it's definitely 40K. Pretty interesting. I'm curious what other universes will do. I'm sure there will be like a steampunk BattleTech. That might be kind of cool. diesel punk. I guess Battletech's kind of diesel punk. Nah, not quite. Yeah, cool. Leave that there. What was I working on? I was working on this guy. I'm gonna throw another coat on here. That stuff is probably dried in my in my cup. So I'm gonna actually forego the mask and just so I can get this on real quick before it dries. Alright. Leave that there. Clean this airbrush out. Also, I don't know how many of you use an airbrush, but this stuff here is the best airbrush cleaner. The Tamiya stuff, best airbrush cleaner. It's, I think it's got acetone in it, so it will melt your models. So don't spill it on your models. But man, like, the amount of times I have to clean my airbrush has gone down, like, exponentially. Or sorry, disassemble my airbrush has gone down exponentially ever since I started using this stuff. Alright. Yeah, man, it's like, it like instantly melts everything inside of the paint pot. Shoot it through, gosh, it's so good. You do have to be careful with it, though, like I said. I'm spraying into an airbrush pot right now, but like you definitely would not want to be breathing this stuff in. Tamiya cleaners is plastic glue? Yeah, you could. They like I said, they do melt. They melt plastic like it's nothing. Alright. This is what we got. We're not exactly moving at the highest pace today, as you can tell. We're kind of jumping between a couple models. I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to go back to our Thousand Suns guy. So, goodbye. Okay. Liquid cement to clean an airbrush? I mean, you probably could. I would maybe thin it down. I don't know what the ratios are. Just use Windex. Interesting, though. Does Windex have alcohol in it? Alien-looking plant life for synthwave Sylvana. Cool. Sorry, I'm going back and reading through some of the chats. Yeah, liquid cement. Yeah, it's very similar. They smell very similar. They taste pretty similar too. Let's me, Godford. I want some of this stuff for my Sylvaneth. Bag of fake moss. Okay. Sweet. Oh, ammonia. Don't mix it with bleach, y'all. All right. Let's hop into some Dan's Bear Cavalry paints. Again, I'm using this. I've heard good things. Dan was super nice. He, you know, if you've seen that interview video we put out on the channel, he probably helped us get like half of those interviews. Ooh, I like this bottle. Okay. Okay, I like the applicator so far. I like the cap so far. It's pretty fluid, like that. But let's see how it shoots through an airbrush. Alright, I may have overthinned it. That may be on me, depending on what happens. But that's why I did the zenithal. Get a little bit better coverage over white than black. Alright. Let's everyone don your masks. Alright. Here we go. I gotta come to the side because it's... Oh yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Yeah, that's good stuff. Oh yeah, that's fucking great. And that's pretty damn good. Dude, this paint's awesome. Alright, well, that paint's pretty amazing. That blue is nuts. I really, really like it. Let's stop drinking. I wasn't drinking the glue, I was drinking the thinner. Plastic cement isn't glue. Alright. Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of how this blue came out. We're not sponsored by Dan at Bear Cavalry Paints, but dude, this paint is nuts. Very good. And almost, you know what's crazy? It's pigmented like an ink, if that makes sense. You guys know what I mean? Like, let me just show you. This is a regular acrylic, and it's good. This is the Vallejo red. But look how vibrant this is. Again, that's like an acrylic ink in terms of how bright and vibrant it is. That's pretty nuts. Highly approve of that. I mean, that's like my go-to method is black-white with an ink, and this is an acrylic paint. So the advantage of this is if you use, when you use an ink, it's so transparent and it's so liquid that's kind of hard to, if you screw up, you can't go back and paint over it, right? Or it's hard to. With this, you can just do it like a regular paint. You can just do touch-ups with this straight from the bottle. That's a pretty huge up in my opinion. All right. Wet foam. All right. What is chat up to? Vanilla airbrush is huge. Yeah. So actually, Godforge, exactly what you're talking about in chat. I agree. That's generally the problem with inks is you use the inks and then you can't go back and do a touch up. At least with this blue paint. I don't know about the rest of Dan's paints, but this blue paint, it's vibrant like an ink. It's fairly transparent too. You can actually still see the white, the areas that I highlighted, right? But then I can go in with this paint, like a standard acrylic, and go back. So I don't know about the rest of the paints, but at least this blue is pretty nuts. Yeah, that's like very vibrant for a standard acrylic. I don't know if the rest of them can stand up to that standard, but that's pretty good. It's a little bit easier on darker paints, so we'll see when we move up to lighter stuff. But pretty neat. Sorry, I'm cleaning my airbrush here off to this side. Sorry, I'm sure that's like right next to them. It's right next to the mic, so you're probably getting a bunch of airbrush sounds. Sorry. I'll move it over. Ugh. You guys are talking about sponge method? Yeah, dude, I love that. I love the sponge method. Synthwave towel. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm doing with this. Obviously, it's not towel, but I'm going to be doing some blue to purple. I guess Synthwave would have like some like teals and oranges. I probably won't do that, but I mean, I've got a million Zinch things to do on here, so not on this specific model, but I've got a bunch of other Zinch stuff I need to paint. So honestly, some Synthwave might be in the future. Synthwave something. All right. All right. We're gonna drop him off for a little bit. Let him dry. We're gonna pop back over here. So we've got a base coat of gory red, a little bit of that evil red in the shadows. I might just punch it up and move to a purple in the shadows. I don't know. This Vallejo evil red is great, but it's a great color, but it's just not strong enough. But it's like too strong for an ink. It's not vibrant. I don't know. All right, we're gonna move on to this is Blood Red Skies. This is also one of Bear Cavalry. This I'm going to be using in very small highlights because I want to keep this armor relatively dark. In fact, I'm probably going to come in with I might come in with this burgundy and do some shading. I'm not sure if I should use a burgundy, a purple, or even a blue. A dark blue might be good. I don't know. Anyway, I'll move on to this. This is Dan's Blood Red Skies, like I said. I think I'm going to do black trim. Black trim? Yeah. Do black trim, then probably like a brass helmet. Alright. I've got... Ooh, oops. There's a little bit of... Alright. Oh. Where is the airbrush thinner? That's a cleaner. That's a thinner. I think I over-thinned it just now. Yeah, I did. Shroom scheme. What did I forget? Oh yeah, that sounds fun. Some gloom spites tripping balls. I'm running a Warhammer fantasy roleplay session for some friends. And two of my players, two of my friends, they're like big into mushrooms. Not like tripping on mushrooms, like edible. Well, I guess those are also edible. Like for eating regular food, not for tripping. They like go foraging for mushrooms and stuff. So I want to incorporate some orcs and stuff into the campaign. All right, I'm gonna try and limit this. Try and keep it. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. I'm less confident about this one. Ugh. All right. I mean, it's pretty solid. I would say it's not anything like mind-blowing, but solid. I think it's a little bit thinner than something like the Vallejo Bloody Red, which would probably be the closest equivalent, although not as bright, which is not necessarily a bad thing, just a slightly different color. I'm going to put a second coat on. I will say it's pretty nice for making fades, though. Like, you can see, because it's slightly transparent, in this case it's actually working to my benefit. I would not want to base coat with this one, though, because it's pretty thin. So yeah, pretty good for a highlight. Yeah. And so what I'm going to do with this guy, let me zoom out a little bit. If you look at, I'm going to do something similar to this guy, which is basically, he's going to be like the red version. If you notice, parts of his armor are actually black. Right, like, look at his arms. It's actually blacked out the armor. On his inside of his legs, I've blacked it out. His back plate here is black as well. His butt plate. So I'm going to be doing the same thing on this guy in the red. I feel like that helps emphasize the colors a little more, right? It really makes it like jump out a little. Same thing as this guy. Now obviously this guy is Khorne, so any amount of metallic that I end up doing is probably going to be brass. Although I don't really like, if I'm to be honest, I don't like brass as a color most of the time. So I'm going to be using, what is this? I can't even read it anymore. This is Ruin Lord Brass. I know I just said I don't like brass, but honestly this is like, it's not a very yellow brass. It's a fairly silvery brass, actually. More brown than yellow, so I'll be using that. Also very limited quantities, though. Similar to this guy, doesn't have a ton of metallic on him. It's just that chainmail. This guy doesn't even have that much chainmail in comparison. In fact, this guy has bare arms, which is kind of cool. If you look, he's got like his upper arm is exposed, so I'm going to be doing that. And flesh tones, obviously. Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean this airbrush out, and then I'm going to come use a bit of contrast paint on this guy's tip of his horn just to finish him off. Although he has no, I've got a couple more things I need to do on him. I've got a little Stormcast head hanging from his belt there. Here's the dirty down, though. You can see. Right? So easy. All I had to do was apply it. No, not very much skill involved by just randomly applying paint. So, highly recommend that. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna clean the airbrush out. All right. While I'm doing that, I want to get y'all's input. I'm gonna end up putting. God, it looks so good. I'm gonna end up doing a bit of a purple fade on some of this. What color do we do the trim? All right, just for reference, I've been doing a lot of black trim, right? Black trim, black trim, black trim on this guy. It doesn't have to be black, though. I've just been doing that because it's kind of been working with the colors I've been going with. And I'm going to have more chances to do Tzeentchian themed Chosen. But what do we think? Should maybe let me put the purple on, a little bit of purple fade first, but I don't think black would work as well because it's already a pretty dark model. Chrome? Like a very, very bright silver. I feel like that's very Tzeentch. Tzeentch is also gold, though. We could do, it doesn't have to be metallic. We could go with like a green, bright green, not green, like a ghosty teal blue-green color. We could do that as well. Tell me what y'all think. I'm open. Although I might want to do that teal green on his cloth, actually. So let me do that first, and then we'll make some calls. All right. Clean this airbrush out. Oh, let me catch up. Hey, Chelsea. Just wanted to show some love. Loving the artistry and quality time you take to get the details you want. Have a great day. Have a great stream. Back to lurking. Thanks, Chelsea. Okay. Cleaning the airbrush out. That's what I was doing. All right. What are you guys thinking for colors? Orange. Look, I'm not saying no to orange. It makes sense, right? You got this complementary color, blue and orange. But to me, that would make it look like a football, an American football, not soccer uniform. Maybe if I could do, I'd be willing to do an orangey metallic. I think I would be willing to do that. I don't know if I want to do a flat matte orange. Little grunt, do this. Bright gold. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, right? It feels very Thousand Suns, a bright yellow gold. Now, when you say a bright gold, do you mean what about a pale gold? Are you thinking bright yellow? Or like bright pale? I think a pale gold would look really good. I'll show you what I mean. Green. Green. Pink. Sir Strawberry Fish, are you just saying colors? I mean, I would legit do like a ghostly green. I think would look good. I don't know if I'd want to do pink. I just did a pink guy, and I'm planning on doing like a couple more pink ones. So, and there's gonna be pink in some amount of pink in the fade. So I don't know if I want to do that for a trim as well. I like either pink or silver. Yeah, possibly both pink. Like silver with a pink tint. I could do, yeah. Yeah, I'd be willing to do that. I think if I want to do like a color, I would want to do it like a metallic. Like if I'm going to do pink, I would want to do a metallic pink. Or a white. White might be interesting. Ah, God, I don't want to do white trim. That sounds like a pain in the ass. I'll consider it, though. Eiffel 65 blue. Sure, we have gold at home. Yes, you're right. Metallic orange. You mean gold? You dummy. I'll stand by it. Gold is actually metallic brown. Metallic ochre. There's my hot take. Gunmetal. Yeah, gunmetal would work. Gunmetal gray, and I have steel. I think I would probably lean more towards steel. I also have this. I've also got aluminum. Sorry, not aluminum. Exhaust manifold, which is like kind of a weirdly like. Well, if you've ever seen like a fresh engine, or like if you ever seen like pipes on a motorcycle that are silver, not silver, but they have this almost brown tint, very, very, very light brown tint to the silver, which might be interesting. Alright, YouTube is telling me that my stream is breaking. Can you guys let me know if it is? Alright, see you, Elijah. Oh, you know what? It's because I have Adobe open. Oh, man. No wonder the computer's struggling. Whoops. Alright. Peace out, fam. I'll be on later. All right, catch you, Elijah. Catch you later. You know, I actually don't hate how lightly highlighted this is. I know that's going to sound crazy because it looks like there's just dots of... it looks like there's just dots of brighter color. But once I put that trim in, it's going to look much better. It's going to look much more cohesive. And I add a little bit of scratches. I think I might just leave it. Because I feel like if I go any higher on that red, it's just going to look... it's not going to look as dark. And it's honestly not even that dark right now. Copper more of an orange than bronze. Yeah, I guess so. I think copper is... yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it depends on the copper. I feel like copper looks like brick, almost. Which is like red, brown. Although bricks can be orange, of course. What am I talking about? Alright. Only metallics I recognize are gun, metal colors, silvers, and chromes. And golds, I guess. Anything copper or brass, I don't fuck with it. Alright, I'm going to do a quick horn on this guy, just so I can get it done, so I can actually just call this guy done. Alright. I'm not even gonna bother with the airbrush respirator. Bam. Bam. Alright, you guys look at that while I'm prepping my airbrush. Alright, if copper is metallic orange bronze, what is chrome? Is it white? Silvers are is that gray? So what is chrome then? Oh, also I added new music. Can you guys let me know if it's too loud or anything? Oh wait, did I? Hold on. Oh my gosh, I didn't put the new music on, guys. Oh my god, what am I doing? Hold on. I made a new mix for the music. Where is it? Music. Where is it? Ah, fuck. I just got shit all over me. I'm looking for... you know, things are in alphabetical order and I still can't find them. Stream start? Where did this music go? La 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 la. I guess it doesn't matter. That's no, you know what? I made that stupid music. I didn't make it. I just made a new mix for Zach's music because while I love The Great Reformation, which is the song you guys are hearing right now, Zach has like a bunch of other music, so I want to use that. That's why I had Premiere open. So listen. If stuff gets a little wiggly wobbly here, it's because I'm opening Premiere. La 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 la. Wow, I really didn't save it. That is unfortunate. Ba, ba, ba. Anyway, you know what? I'll save it for next time. Not worth it. I don't want to re-export it right now. Let's just keep painting. Alright. Like I said, I'm going to be painting this guy up. There it goes. I need to do Gore-Grunta fur first. This is like a walnutty brown. Like, I got crap all over my hand because I had it in my paint all over my hands because of I was flopping around with that brush in my mouth. And all we're gonna do with this right here is we're gonna spray towards the top of that. Pretty, right? Oops, sorry, you guys can't see that, huh? Alright. Okay. And then I'm going to move on to a darker brown after that. So we can get a nice little bit of fade. I wanted to incorporate lots of earthy colors because that's kind of Nurgle's thing, right? Doesn't always have to be pus and mucus colors. It can also make it the color of turds. And this is going to be Cygor brown. This is a very dark brown. We're just spraying towards the tip of the horn there. Right, there we go. Got a nice little fade. Looks pretty good. In my opinion, at least. Yep. There's a nice horn. Alright. That's Nurgle done. Now we're going to return to this freaking guy. Also going to stick to some contrast paints on this one. But I think I'm going to go with Sigvard Burgundy. I don't know if a Khorne Chosen would want Sigvald's colors on him, because Sigvald is an Emperor's, not Emperor's Children, Slaaneshi champion, but you know what? He's a toy, so he doesn't get a say. This is the, you know, normally I would, like, experiment, but I'm just going to go with my gut here and assume that this is the right color. Very well might not be dark enough. My gut says to use something like Flesh Tear's Red, but I don't have that on hand. I think I left it at the other studio, so... And I don't want to wait that long, so... And you know what? Weirdly enough, this looks very similar to that evil red I was talking that we base coated with. Never mind. It does in the pot. It doesn't when it starts spraying. I was completely wrong. Whatever. Let's just go for it. This is pretty much how all my painting goes. It's like, you know what? Who cares? Let's just go for it. Let's just wing it. I mean, it looks pretty good to me. You can see that dark. There you go. Inside of his leg there, it's got that Sigvald burgundy. Go the other inside of his leg here. The underside of his back plate here as well. Inside of his arm. So the hard part is going to be doing this bit of the shoulder, because I want to have, if you notice, there's like, it's brighter red towards the spiky parts, and I want it to be darker red farther away so you get a nice fade. Yeah, there we go. That works. Right? Fade from dark to light right there. And go same thing right here. And the reason I'm going with a burgundy is because it still has that red. It's still fairly saturated. So it's not like we're doing... but it's also a lot darker. So it still looks like a shadow. Sorry, it's a little bit blurry, but it's just the... There we go. Let me see if that's better. I mean, yeah, that looks pretty decent. I'll probably start in on some black trim. Alright. There we go. He's mostly blocked out for his highlights and shades and stuff. Alright, sorry. Let me see what you guys are... if anyone's here. Yep. There we go. And the reason I'm not really touching the head with the highlights and everything is because that's going to end up being a metallic, likely brassy color. All right, I'm gonna throw this, let this dry for a bit, put this guy back in front of the camera. Not that we're doing anything with him just yet, but just so you're not looking at nothing while I'm cleaning. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a... Do I want to shade it? I might just leave it and start working on the trim. Yeah, I'm not gonna give it a wash. No, I should give it a wash. Give it a very thin down wash in a moment. I'm going to see what reds I've got. Trim color for a white Sorry, what's be okay? Be okay, be okay. Saul, what is be okay? Why can't I remember that? What that is right now? You're not talking about Daughters of Cain, which would be D okay. Alright. Blades of Khorne. Ah, duh. Yeah, honestly, white and silver with some blood splatters would be very cool. I think that would look great. Oop. All right. Got a little bit of a clog. Let's see if this airbrush cleaner can do it. I was talking it up so much earlier. Let's see if just this cleaner alone can get rid of it. Because, I mean, this thing is dissolving the paint, so. Yeah, looks like it cleared it. Pretty amazing. Don't backfill with acetone in your. Right, I'm gonna see what colors I have for. I have to have a red here somewhere. Blood Angels red. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very thin down wash with very thin down wash of Sigvald Burgundy. And then I might add in a little bit of Celestium Blue in it. But it's going to be so thin down. It's probably not even going to be that noticeable. Alright, so we got Sigvald Burgundy, Celestium Blue. Here, I'll show you what I'm mixing up here. So I can create like a purpley color there. It's going to be very thinned down with Lamy and medium. I'm talking, this is almost more of a glaze, if I'm being honest. I mean, even that's like too powerful. So we're gonna add even more wash to it. Oh, yeah, because right. Having white armor with your pale, you were talking about having, like, white-skinned demons. Yeah, that looks sick. Alright, here we go. Let me zoom out a little. Here's our boy. So I've got this purple wash back here. And I'm just going to apply it over the whole darn thing. Because right now it's still a little too bright red, and I want it to be quite dark. So adding just a little bit of blue should help it along just a little bit. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to end all my brush strokes in the crevices, so like I'm basically drawing my brush strokes up to the trim, or the areas where the trim is the heaviest. Just like that. There we go. So like in this case, I'm drawing it up towards the trim on his knee pad there. Let's see, on this one, I'm gonna go up like that. Here, I'm just kind of covering the whole, this whole foot there. I want to have it end in these little crevices right there to emphasize the shape and the cracks. Not the cracks, but you know, I'm at a loss for words. You know what I mean. The indents between the parts of his foot armor. Here, I'm going to draw it down. This back here doesn't matter too much. There's so much shade, or it's so darkly shaded that it doesn't matter quite as much. All right, here we're doing. Okay. This is not the most interesting part, I'll admit. Just applying wash, a thin down wash. Right. There we go, there we go. Alright, I think we got just about everything. I just gotta get this last shoulder blade right here. And this one I'm gonna break my rule. I'm gonna be ending the strokes in the darkest parts that we made the fade on. Alright. There we go. So once it's dry, we'll have darkened it down a little bit. Probably getting it a little bit close to where I want it in terms of the overall color. When we'll probably start on the black, and then by that time it'll probably be time to start wrapping up for today. But, have to do some cool stuff. Still super impressed with this blue Bear Cavalry. Pale Blue Dot, I think it was called. Really impressed. Did a little bit of rust and fade on this guy today. He's looking very nerdly. Then, of course, we've got old Slanish in his very, very pink armor. Alright. Alright, let me see what y'all are talking about. I wasn't able to look at chat. Because I was doing that. Oh yeah, I'm emphasizing that shape there. Oh yeah, baby. Alright, time for water break. If you're watching and haven't drunk any water for the past 2 hours, you should probably do that. Whew. So, I probably won't do too much off stream with this stuff. I'll probably block in this trim because, I mean, who wants to watch me fucking paint trim for 2 hours? That's not fun. What I'll do is I'm going to save this. We'll revisit it. I'm going to paint a little bit of the cloth and stuff, and then we can revisit what color we're thinking for the trim. Next week, I want to at least start on this, even if it's just base coats. This is the Slanesh fella with the ball gag. And then I want to start on some kit bashing proper. I'm going to be grabbing some bits from Brad tomorrow. He said he had a bunch of Maggotkin and Blades of Khorne bits that he has just sitting around that are extra. So I have an extra box of, not extra, I have another box of Chosen sitting in the closet. We'll probably start on that. I might build up the body, like the body and the legs, and then we can talk about which bits and helmets and weapons to choose to throw on. That should be fun. Molecule, yeah, you are. Oh yeah. Look at those curves. Really emphasizing those the roundness of that shoulder. Yeah, this is coming out a little bit better than I anticipated. I was a little worried that I went too high on the darkness. I went too bright on the highlights, but this wash seems to be bringing it close to what I wanted. Especially like this shoulder blade right here. It's like, looks almost black, right? Very dark red. Although now I realize I'm gonna paint the trim black and it's not gonna look very red. No, maybe on this one I'll do it opposite. Maybe on this one I'll have the trim be red and I don't know. I screwed up. We'll figure it out on that side. The rest of it's going to be black trim, though, because I think that looks a badass. Bloodletters after Man Crushers. Hey, Saul, if you paint one of your Blades of Khorne mortals up and throw it on Discord, I might just copy your scheme for one of the models. That might be fun, kind of like the Banners of Chaos thing we did a while back. I don't know if you've seen that. Where basically I just copied a bunch of other people's schemes to put in my art. Alright, well, we got 10 minutes left. Let's see if Dan has a black paint. I want to try it out. This says fade to black, but this looks kind of brown. There we go. Ultimate cup of coffee black. I like that. Now, this is going to be a real test, because I have a lot of loyalty to Vallejo Model Color Black. That is like my go-to. Let's see if he can, let's see what Dan's doing here. I mean, it's pretty damn black. Give him that. It's very dark. Okay. Definitely get points for creative names. Alright, let's see. I mean, it flows really well, so that's got that going for it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are great. Flows really well off the brush. I bet these would be great for like non-metallic metal. They flow and, you know, you have some varying amounts of transparency on the blues. Man, it's great. Sorry, you can't really see. There we go. And like I said, what I'm going to do with this is I'm also just going to paint some of the armor panels black. So you'll have black on black trim. Or black trim on black panels, which is fine. All right. Oops. So I mean, this gives you kind of a small idea of what I'm thinking. Obviously, this is not highlighted or even fully base coated, but now imagine that, but on the whole model. That's the idea, at least. Yeah. Soups, if you're still there, are Zach and Meg still with you? Or have they moved on to their next leg? Imagine, I don't know when Salute is. Ah, great. Looks like my Chrome crashed. Hopefully you guys are still there. Do 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 do. Alright. I gotta look at the camera occasionally, or otherwise my camera decides it wants to stop working. It's got one of those weird facial recognition things. Yeah, I'm sure this is a great view of my face with this light bar coming across it. Oh well. Like I said, y'all aren't here for that. I kidnapped them. They're staying here now. Oh, giving you the day off, huh? Well, hopefully they don't get involved in some shenanigans. Boy, who knew? Black and red? It looks quite evil. Who'd have thunk it? Oh, nice. Sounds like fun soups. Look, if Zach became the King of England, we might get some cheap Warhammer. And I think that'd be a plus. Warhammer Plus, you say? You want to know what Zach would do? I meant to make everyone very... Zach is going to make a decree as the new King of England. Warhammer. All the accents have to be American accents now. Dear God, can you imagine? It'd be terrible. Oh, no, no, no. Everything is switching to American accents. In fact, everything's switching to, like, New York accents. Truly the end times. All the orcs, Cajun accents. There we go. Tau? No, sorry. Eldar? Valley Girl. Accents. Everyone sounds like Crocodile Dundee. Hey, I'm Warhammer here. Tau? Texas accents. Texans. Tau Texans. Alright. Oh no. I screwed up. Whatever. I just found an area. So what's great about the way I paint is if you do weathering, if you screw up, no you didn't, you just found an area to put weathering. Easy peasy. Alright, sorry, I don't know how much of that was on screen. I was having to really get in there. Alright. So this is where we're going to leave this Khorne guy off for today. I think it's looking pretty good. What do you guys think? That's where we're gonna continue to get this trim all painted black. There's him. We'll do one more quick lineup on everyone. Here's a Slaanesh guy painted before stream. He also had a short come out today, I think. Here's Mr. Nurgle. He's pretty much done. I'm gonna call him done. He's got this like sour, tan, green tinted armor, real nasty. And then next week, I want to at least start on this here Thousand Sun. So no, I keep saying Thousand Sun. Tzeentch Chosen. I'm gonna get him. We'll probably chat it out and figure out what color we want to do his trim. I've got some good suggestions. And I want to at least start base coating this guy next week. This is the Slaanesh guy. the next Slanesh guy. Also, either next week or the week after that, I'm going to do some kitbashing. With some new bits that I'm going to be getting from Brad, who I need to message about, actually. Anyway, let me get this crap out of my face. We're going to start wrapping up. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. This will probably be the regular time we're going to be doing these journeys, for me at least. I might push it an hour forward. Probably won't push it an hour back, but we'll see. Yeah. Thanks to all the mandrills. Thanks for stopping by. Just want to say it was fun. And see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be playing Brad and Steven. They're going to be playing OBR and Maggotkin. So that should be fun. And yeah. All right. I'll see y'all next. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. And then next week. No, I'll see you Monday. I'll see you Saturday, Monday, and then whenever I do this show next. Bye.